Ever feel like, you're stuck playing this never-ending game of financial catch-up? Like, everyone else got some secret rule book and you totally missed it.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
It's like everywhere you look, there's this message about, what we should be buying, how much we should be earning. And it's so easy to get caught in that comparison game.
Yeah, totally. And so today we're diving deep into Kumiko Love's My Money, My Way to, figure out how to break free.
So, Love's story, it's actually incredible. I mean, she went from being a single mom, totally buried under like $77,000 in debt, to being this financial guru who's helped millions take control of their money, right?
Yeah, talk about inspiration. But, this deep dive, it's not just about those surface-level budgeting tips. We're going to unpack, the emotional baggage that comes with money, and find some actual steps to build a financial life that fits, your dreams, not somebody else's.
And what's really cool is Love kind of reframes how we think about money altogether. It's not about deprivation, right? It's about understanding your own values and using money as a tool to build, well, the life you want.
Okay, so let's unpack this. Kumiko Love, she didn't just start as this financial powerhouse. She started as a single mom.
Right.
Grappling with, massive debt, making only $24,000 a year. To cope, she developed some not-so-healthy spending habits.
A situation so many people can relate to, that pressure to keep up with the Joneses, but facing real financial struggles. Love's really open about how she used to binge shop when things got tough.
Adding fuel to the fire, basically, right? But what was powerful to me was how she realized it wasn't just about, the lack of money.
Totally. She realized the real obstacles were, the self-doubt, the shame, the guilt. That's what was holding her back. And Love says that emotional baggage is something a lot of us carry around money, right? It's societal expectations and, financial anxieties that mess with our well-being.
That's huge. So instead of jumping straight into spreadsheets and budgets, the book actually starts by looking at the psychology behind spending, right? It helps you understand why you spend the way you do, not just how to track those dollars.
Love argues that understanding our motivations is really key. It's not about crunching numbers. It's about, recognizing the emotions, the thoughts that drive those financial decisions. She breaks these tendencies down into 5 spending patterns, which she calls recycle spender, hoarder, compulsive buyer, impulsive spender, and magnify shopper.
I love how specific these are. It's not just spendthrift or tightwad. These go way deeper. For example, the recycle spender, they're trapped in this cycle of buying and returning things, right?
Yeah.
Driven by maybe guilt or that FOMO, that fear of missing out.
They're constantly searching for that perfect purchase, the one that will solve everything. But each attempt just leads to more disappointment and a closet full of returns. It really ties into Love's point about societal expectations fueling our spending.
Then you've got the hoarder, which on the surface seems like the opposite, right? Accumulating money, but never spending it, never investing it. It just sits there.
Right. Afraid to let go, even if it means missing out on opportunities to grow their wealth, or even just enjoy life. Could be rooted in, I don't know, fear of scarcity or maybe a need for control.
Totally different approach, but still not ideal. Then there's the compulsive buyer who shops to deal with stress or negative emotions. Basically retail therapy gone wrong.
Oh, we've all been there, right? The instant gratification hit, but then the guilt later, it's a tough cycle to break.
And speaking of tough cycles, the impulsive spender. Big purchases on a whim, no planning, no budget, which, you can imagine the headaches that come later.
Yeah, the treat yourself thing, taken to the extreme. And spontaneity can be great, but you got to find that balance so, those impulses don't derail your long-term goals.
Exactly. And last, we have the magnify shopper. It's all about using spending to amplify, special occasions, making moments bigger, more extravagant, but often at a cost.
This one's tricky, right? Because it ties into wanting to celebrate and create memories. But it's about finding ways to do that without, going overboard and jeopardizing your financial stability.
Makes you think, which of these do you see in yourself? No judgment here. It's about self-awareness. Love says that recognizing these tendencies is step 1 to changing them.
It's like shining a light on those subconscious habits. You see them, and you can start understanding the why behind your spending. And that understanding, that's where real change starts.
Yeah, it really is about that first step, that awareness. And speaking of awareness, Love also talks about these financial blind spots, things we do with money without realizing how much they impact us.
Like spending on autopilot.
Right.
Those small recurring expenses that kind of slowly drain your account and you barely notice.
Exactly, like the classic latte factor. But even beyond the daily stuff, think about like those subscription services you barely use or those impulse buys at the checkout.
Ugh, the worst.
Right. They seem tiny in the moment, but they can really drag you down financially over time. It's about being mindful, not like depriving yourself. Love isn't saying never enjoy a latte again. It's more about being aware of where your money's going and making choices that fit your priorities.
Because if you don't know where it's going, how can you make it work for you?
Exactly.
And that's where Love's approach to budgeting comes in. Although I know the word budget can make people cringe.
Oh, yeah. Like instant diet vibes.
Right. They picture restrictions, sacrificing all the fun stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But Love flips that script. She talks about building a budget that supports the life you want, not one that feels like a constant battle.
It's not about cutting yourself off. It's about like being intentional.
Yeah.
Make that money work for you, not against you.
Exactly. She encourages readers to, really look at their spending and see where they can tweak things without, like, sacrificing happiness.
It's like finding those little leaks,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
redirecting those funds towards things that really matter.
Exactly. And she also talks about tackling debt, but in a way that feels, well, motivating, not just overwhelming. Remember, she started with $77,000 in debt.
Oh, I know. It's a scary number.
Huge. But she paid it off and built this whole career helping others do the same. And her approach is all about, finding a debt payoff plan that gets you excited about the future, not fearful.
Instead of feeling like trapped by the debt.
Right. She focuses on realistic goals, celebrating milestones, really highlighting the positive changes you're making.
So it's about shifting your mindset, basically.
Exactly. And speaking of mindset, one thing that really stuck with me was Love's take on, like, financial fulfillment. It's more than just having a big bank account.
It's about that feeling, right?
Yeah, feeling secure, peaceful, having purpose when it comes to your money.
And that looks different for everyone, right?
Of course, for some, it's the freedom to travel. For others, it's owning a home or starting a business. It's about, aligning your money with your values, using it to create the life you actually envision. Love argues that true fulfillment, it leads to more confidence, clarity, and a deeper sense of purpose overall.
It's bigger than just chasing dollars, then.
Way bigger. It's about building a life that feels meaningful and, aligned with your passions. You're not just working to pay bills. You're working towards a future you're actually excited about.
That alignment, that's got to be freeing, right?
Incredibly. It's like your inner compass and your financial compass, they're finally pointing in the same direction.
You're not pulled in different directions anymore.
Exactly. No more societal pressures or conflicting desires. It's about a life that feels truly yours. And that includes how you handle your money.
Love also talks about investing in yourself. And I don't just mean saving for retirement.
Right, it's bigger than that.
It's about using your resources to, like, grow and develop as a person.
Totally. Could be taking courses to boost your skills, attending workshops that inspire you, even just experiences that broaden your horizons.
Anything that helps you become, like, the best version of you.
Exactly. Because you are your greatest asset. Investing in yourself, it has ripple effects on every area of your life, including, your finances.
Like planting seeds for a better future.
I like that. Now, I know this can feel overwhelming, especially if you're just starting to take control of your finances.
Where do you even begin with all this, right?
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in the big picture and freeze
It's
up.
total analysis paralysis.
Totally. But Love gives a ton of practical tips in the book, and one of the most important is to start small.
Don't try to do everything at once.
Right. Pick one area, making a budget, paying down debt, setting up a savings plan.
Don't run a marathon without training first.
Exactly. Financial wellness is a journey, not a destination. It's about making progress, not reaching perfection overnight.
And one of Love's big takeaways is it's never too late to start. No matter your age, income, or your current situation, you can change your relationship with money and build a life you love.
Absolutely. It's about taking ownership, using your finances as a tool to create that life you picture.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Love talks about, like, designing the life you want, not just settling for what you think is possible.
It's about dreaming big and then using your financial resources to make it real. She challenges readers to think about, like, their ideal life, their dream home, their career, travel goals, and then build a financial plan that supports those things.
So it's shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset,
Yeah,
like?
exactly. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you start focusing on the possibilities.
That's a huge shift.
It opens up a whole new world of potential.
Mm.
Love also talks about consistency. It's not about big changes once in a while. It's about building those healthy habits that you can maintain over time.
Small steps, consistently.
Right. It's about a sustainable system for your financial well-being for years to come. She encourages, automating your savings, tracking your spending, regularly checking your budget to stay on track.
Little actions that add up to big results over time.
Absolutely. And just as important, Love says to celebrate your progress.
Yes.
Acknowledging those wins, no matter how small, keeps you motivated and reinforces those good habits. It's a positive feedback loop, keeping you moving forward.
I love that. One thing that really stood out to me was Love's focus on the emotional side of money.
Oh, for sure.
It's not just numbers, it's about understanding how our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs shape our financial choices.
Right. She talks about how past experiences, family history, even just societal messages can shape our money mindset.
And sometimes those things can hold us back from achieving our financial goals.
Yeah, they become these limiting beliefs, trapping us in negative patterns. But Love gives a bunch of strategies for identifying and overcoming those beliefs.
She helps you challenge your assumptions, reframe your thoughts, and develop a more, empowering money mindset.
It's about creating a belief system that actually supports your financial goals and helps you make choices that match your values.
And she also talks about being kind to yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Self-compassion is huge.
It's okay to make mistakes, right? It's okay to stumble. What matters is learning from it and keeping going.
It's about giving yourself grace, recognizing that financial growth is a process. Love wants readers to be kind to themselves, forgive themselves for past money mistakes, and focus on building a healthier, more fulfilling future.
So Love's message, it's all about empowerment, right? She wants readers to know they can take control and build a life they love. And it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. It's about finding what works for you, your situation, your goals.
And she gives you the tools to do just that.
It's fascinating how she brings it all back to this idea of financial freedom. But she defines it in such a cool way.
It's not about having tons of money.
It's about having the freedom to make choices that match your values, right?
Exactly. It's about having the security to follow your passions, support causes you care about, and create a life that feels authentically yours.
It's about breaking free from that stress and worry.
Feeling confident, empowered to make decisions that, support your well-being. Love talks about reaching a point where money isn't a source of anxiety anymore. It's a tool you use to build the life you want.
That's a powerful image.
It really is. It's like shifting from feeling trapped by your finances to feeling liberated by them. Love also talks about giving back, too.
Once you reach a certain level of stability.
Right.
Yeah.
She encourages using your resources to make a positive impact.
Supporting charities, volunteering, or investing in businesses that match your values.
It's about recognizing that success isn't just about having wealth. It's about using it to make a difference.
Create that ripple effect of positivity.
I love that. One thing I appreciate about Love's approach is how grounded it is. She doesn't sugarcoat things or pretend financial freedom is always easy.
It takes work, right?
It does. It takes effort, discipline, a willingness to learn and grow.
But she makes it clear that it is possible.
Absolutely, for anyone willing to put in the work. And she gives you a roadmap to get there.
One of the most helpful things in the book was her focus on mindset.
Yeah, developing that positive money mindset, believing you can achieve your goals.
Replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones.
Focusing on possibilities, not obstacles.
It can be so transformative.
Absolutely. And Love also talks about the importance of, your support system.
Surrounding yourself with the right people.
Exactly. Finding those like-minded people who can encourage you, hold you accountable, and inspire you.
Mentors, support groups, even just friends and family who share similar goals.
It's about building that network to help you stay motivated and navigate the tricky parts of managing your money.
Love also says it's okay to seek professional guidance, too, if you're feeling overwhelmed or not making progress on your own.
Don't be afraid to reach out.
Right. There are financial advisors, therapists, counselors who can provide personalized support.
You don't have to do this alone. There are resources out there to help you succeed.
One of the things I really like about Love's book is how relatable it is. It's not filled with jargon or, super complex ideas.
Easy to understand.
Yeah, she uses clear language, real-life examples, even personal stories to make it all make sense.
Her writing style is great, warm, encouraging, inspiring.
It's like having a personal cheerleader.
Totally. Love's book is a must-read for anyone who wants to take control, build that life they love, and achieve real financial freedom.
It's a reminder that you can create the future you want, and it's never too late to start.
It's never too late.
Ah,
Okay, we've covered a lot today.
we've talked about Love's journey, her philosophy on money, her tips for budgeting, saving, investing, even her insights on financial freedom.
But what does it all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah, how do you actually use this stuff?
That's the question. And I think one of the big things to remember is there's no one right way to approach financial wellness.
What works for one person might not work for another.
Exactly. It's about finding what resonates with you, what matches your values and your situation.
Love's book provides the framework, the tools, but you have to apply them in a way that makes sense for you.
And one of the first steps is figuring out your financial goals. What do you want to achieve with your money?
Pay off debt, save for a house, retire early, travel the world.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Once you have that vision, then you can start building the plan to make it happen.
Love's book gives you the advice on creating a budget, tracking your spending, making those smart financial decisions.
But beyond the practical stuff, remember the mindset piece.
Believe in yourself.
Believe you can achieve your goals and have the courage to take action.
Replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones.
Focus on the possibilities, not the obstacles. And surround yourself with those supportive people.
They can make all the difference.
So if you're ready to take control, build that life you love, and achieve true financial freedom, Kumiko Love's My Money, My Way is a fantastic guide.
It's full of advice, inspiring stories, and insights that can help you change your relationship with money and create a life that reflects your values.
And remember, you're not alone in this,
Reaching out for support can be key.
especially if you're dealing with financial anxiety, shame, or guilt. Don't hesitate to reach out for help. There are professionals who specialize in this stuff.
Therapists, counselors, financial coaches.
It's okay to ask for help. Remember, taking care of your mental and emotional well-being is just as important as taking care of your finances.
They go hand in hand.
Absolutely. Supporting one supports the other.
Okay, before we wrap this deep dive up, one final kind of provocative thought. Love talks about how financial freedom is about aligning your spending with your values.
Right.
But what happens when those values clash with, like, societal norms?
Ooh, interesting. What do you mean?
Like, what if what really matters to you isn't material things or keeping up with everyone else, but it's about experiences, relationships, or maybe a less traditional path?
Then things get really interesting.
You have to challenge those expectations and have the courage to define success for yourself.
That takes self-awareness, confidence, and a commitment to your values.
It might mean making different choices, embracing a simpler life, or putting experiences over possessions.
But ultimately, it's about creating a life that feels authentically yours, even if it doesn't fit the mold.
Even if it's not what everyone else expects.
Exactly. And to me, that's the real essence of financial freedom.
It's about having the resources and the inner strength to live a life that truly reflects you no matter what anyone else thinks.
That's a powerful message.
So as you go about your day, I want you to think about what truly matters to you and how can you align your financial choices with those values, even if it means going against the grain.
Yeah, it's about finding that balance, right? Where your bank account and like your soul are both happy. And that's what I love about Love's message. She's like, hey, you define success. Don't let society do it for you.
That's where the real power is. Yeah. It's owning your journey and creating a life that truly feels, aligned.
And that might mean like making choices that other people just don't get, or even criticize.
But when you're living your truth, that outside noise kind of fades away. You find this peace, this fulfillment, knowing you're doing you. So look, if you're feeling lost, stuck, or just like not fulfilled with your money situation right now, I really recommend Kumiko Love's My Money, My Way.
It's such a practical guide and so inspiring. It can help you take control, shift that mindset, and build a life that actually reflects what matters to you.
And remember, this isn't a solo mission. There are resources out there, communities, support systems.
Like that first step, reach out and start building the future you deserve.
It's never too late to create a life you love. One that's both financially secure and deeply fulfilling. And that, my friends, is a wrap on our deep dive into Kumiko Love's My Money, My Way.
I hope this was as insightful for you as it was for me.
Remember, financial freedom is within reach. It starts with that mindset shift, that commitment to your values, and the willingness to, actually take action.
So go out there and create the financial future you dream of.
We're cheering you on every step of the way.